How's it going? I'm Brooks.
I'm Joe.
I'm CyberAce, or Ian.
And this is Cantina Reviews.
Today we're talking about some Star Wars Episode 8 theories.
Oh my god, now what? See, a lot of these theories have been surfacing as far as Episode 8 goes. So yeah, the first one I think we're going to lead off with is what, Rey's parents?
Yeah, that
Rey's
seems to be a
parents.
pretty big deal to everyone.
Pretty hot topic.
Yeah.
If you've been, looking at the internet lately, you might see that everybody is Rey's parents. Mace Windu, Obi-Wan, Big Bird.
It was a collective
Luke.
effort.
Leia and Han, possibly. No one is a good theory. The Force is. Snoke. Darth Plagueis. What, she's like reincarnated, like Anakin Skywalker?
That is a theory.
Yeah.
That's a big one that they're saying that she is the reincarnation of Anakin, here to bring that full balance to the Force, bring it full circle. Be interesting, but
I think Lucas would have gone with that.
No, Lucas isn't that smart.
well,
I know,
Lucas
but he
would
was
have.
big into Darth Vader is Jesus. That kind of thing.
Maybe just like reading the Bible.
Yeah. I feel like it's going to be someone we know. It seems to be Star Wars is always running big with family connections. Personally, I think it would be cool if it was no one we knew, and it was just regular people, that maybe Luke was starting to train Jedi, and they're oh, our daughter's force sensitive, let's send her off. And Rey could even realize they're alive and meet up with them, and kind of have a moment where it's here's everything she ever wanted, just to be with her family, but now she has to go do this thing just to make a decision.
More of a kind of introducing an emotional dilemma.
Yeah. I don't think they're going to go with it, though. I think it's going to be someone we know.
I feel like
Oh yeah, it's gotta be.
Yeah.
It's all shock factor.
it probably is, but I feel like they're making it too easy for us, and I feel like they're going to want to give us that that shock factor. Think about that when Empire came out, and we didn't experience this, but our parents did, when you actually didn't know that we go into Star Wars, I came into Star Wars, you probably did too, knowing that Darth Vader is Luke's father. It's iconic, right? I would hope it'd be amazing for this generation to just throw us some sort of curveball.
That would be cool.
To be fair, what characters, they haven't introduced us to any characters that are interesting enough that it could be. What are they going to say? Oh, Captain Phasma is my mom. No.
Yeah.
Whoa, new theory.
Whoa!
I confirmed. But think about Star Wars. The first Star Wars introduced this because you knew of Darth Vader. They didn't make the parent thing a big deal at first. It was just my father died in the Clone Wars. But now with Rey, the big question is, who are my parents? And you already know all the characters that we have. There's no it's okay, it's Luke. Kind of maybe expected, or okay. Regardless if it's a Solo or a Skywalker, you're gonna be oh my god. But you're gonna be yeah, but I do it.
Right.
There's no way that they could throw a complete curveball here unless they fucking bring someone back. Mace Windu.
Well, here's the thing with Mace Windu. There's a big talks because Samuel Jackson was yeah, I'll do more. Which why wouldn't he?
Oh,
and
it's a huge cash.
so everyone's oh, maybe Snoke is Mace Windu.
Thinking of making a team.
Yeah.
I think if Mace Windu comes back, I want him to be crazy Samuel L. Jackson, Pulp Fiction Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
Everything he should have been in the prequels, he's been locked in a bunker since he got thrown off that building, just waiting.
Yeah,
for
just
his
training.
Yeah.
Somehow has now gotten 2 purple lightsabers. Yeah. He's just batshit crazy.
That's what I want. They bring him back. I want that. I don't want anything else.
Yeah, no.
I don't want boring Mace Windu back for no reason.
Yeah,
so
no.
Samuel Jackson can make another $2 million.
Yeah, exactly. Bring him back and have him be like he should have been in the prequels. Just flipping out, cutting people's heads off more than just one. So I also like how Snoke could be Mace Windu on the basis that Snoke trained Kylo Ren. There's a move that Mace Windu uses with the lightsaber. It's the backhanded twirl that he does in Clone Wars. So he does that. And then if you look in Force Awakens and look at Kylo Ren, the way he fights, he does the same backhanded move. And someone did the analysis or whatever.
Yeah.
They're the only 2 people out of all these Jedi that have ever done that move.
Look at how old Obi-Wan was in A New Hope. And think about the amount of time that's passed between A New Hope and Force Awakens. How old would Mace Windu now be? Because that's
Yoda was 8,000 years old.
Yeah, but Yoda was not a human, right?
Right. But if it was Mace Windu, would Mace Windu, would Mace Windu really be still so pissed at Anakin Skywalker that he would take it out on his grandchildren?
Yeah.
Probably.
I would.
It'd be a little extreme.
Yeah.
Taking it out on people that don't even know they're related.
Palpatine had a 1,000-year plan. If he waited 1,000 years, Mace Windu could wait 30.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, and actually, I guess we should take away the whole factor of how old would Mace Windu be, because Palpatine was 1,000. Because they called it the 1,000-year plan, right? It was his plan to raise. I'm pretty sure he was really old.
There's so much smoke coming out of your ass right now.
Oh yeah.
No, yeah, because maybe he could like meditate and like slow everything down.
I don't know how it did because
He was in like a bacta tank for like 30 years.
Palpatine, good old
Diaper.
Sheev, right? That's his name. Sheev, I think is his first name. Palpatine's.
Really? Is
yeah,
it? I
yeah,
never
it's
knew
Sheev.
that.
It might be Shiv, Sheev. Correct me in the comments.
I'm sure you will.
Flame me in the comments.
This idiot.
It's Sheev, right?
Oh, thank
This
you.
is why it's good to have a I need a cameraman. They can shoot facts to me while we're
Yeah,
filming.
yeah,
he's
fact
our
checker.
fact-
Yeah, so
That's
our
awesome.
cameraman is our fact checker.
I was trying to look for
can you-
Samuel L. Jackson.
Can 1,000-year plan? Can you confirm?
Yeah.
There's definitely
It's
a
like the Hillary
1,000-year
Trump
plan.
debate. We got our fact checker going.
Trump is Rey's father confirmed.
So, what do we think happened with Luke and Kylo Ren, or what do we want to have happened with them?
What I want to think is that for dessert, Kylo Ren wasn't allowed to have a second cookie, and he got real pissed and ran away.
That would make it nice and simple. So this has to like this would require a lot of things. I thought about this. So what if like alright, so let's say Rey is Luke's daughter. What they're alluding to is that she's like possibly the most powerful Jedi we've seen.
Mm-hmm.
So what if like this little girl's running around, way more powerful than Kylo Ren, and that's why he got all like jealous and pissed off. And then Luke like shit hit the fan, so Luke hid her away somewhere.
Drop her in the desert.
Yeah, like he was. That's all he
Yeah.
knows. That's all he knows.
Yeah, that'll fix it.
Yeah.
Who were the Knights of Ren?
There's some theories that they're the other Jedi that Luke was possibly training. But there's also other theories that Kylo Ren killed the other Jedi.
Well, if you look at when, like, there is that brief moment where you actually see, like, a flashback of when everyone was killed, and you see Kylo, and you see him with a group of people. None of those other people appear to be, you know, Jedi or Sith or whatever.
Yeah, they didn't have any lightsabers or anything, or maybe they're kind of just like, this is your time.
It's apparent that it could be like some sort of cult type thing where he's the only, you know, actual Force sensitive one. But Knights of Ren does sound kind of like ominous, like some sort of like occult type thing. So I don't know. I don't think the Knights of Ren were. I guess some of them might be some of the, you know, Padawans or students of Luke that might have turned. But I think the majority of them were slaughtered. And I think that's why Luke's in hiding, because he's so ashamed of that.
But did he have more? Did they say he had
Well, that
more?
would make sense. Like, to where are they now?
Well, my theory, I don't know if this was said anywhere. It's just Luke was teaching the next generation of Jedi, and that Kylo had turned and killed them all, and then out of shame, Luke went into hiding. I think that's the general idea.
Yeah.
And it's also, I think, maybe possible that Rey was among like the only one that survived, and she was dropped on Jakku to protect her, because who the hell's going to go searching a desert for a little girl, right? Maybe it was Luke's daughter, and she survived, and he's like, that's it, I can't raise this girl, I cannot raise any more people, I need to get out of here.
I mean, because, like, technically he was kind of trying to raise his nephew, and he failed at that. He's like, I'm not going to make the same mistake with my daughter. Get her somewhere else. I mean, because he was thrown into a desert, and he turned out fine.
Yeah. We know she wasn't completely a baby, because she does have that memory of being dropped off there and then flying away.
So yeah, she's like a younger kid.
Yeah, she's like
probably
4,
pre-Padawan
5,
age, you know?
7, 8, 9,
9,
10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
So Snoke.
Yeah. So
Who is it?
Jar Jar
So we already
Binks.
want to Kabir. Yeah.
Did you guys see that theory?
Jar Jar, G Jar Jar.
It's
Jar,
pretty.
Jar.
I was getting pretty convinced right now. The Jar Jar was
mean-
behind the whole thing. Jar Jar was the Phantom Menace.
The actor tweeted, and he's like, it's great when things finally come to light. This guy went into this franchise thinking that this would be like the biggest role of his career.
Yeah.
And he's the most
So
hated
he
character in
played an
Star Wars
idiot.
history.
Because I think one of the best points was like it's like the equivalent of Yoda in the prequel series. It's like Yoda was like, you didn't think he was powerful or anything, and he turned out to be the best Jedi. Jar Jar, you think he's like an idiot, turns out to be the best Sith ever.
Yeah.
And like the end of Attack of the Clones would have been Jar Jar and Yoda fighting.
That's apparently what's supposed to happen.
Yeah, instead of Count Dooku, who, if you think about Count Dooku, who like he came out of nowhere,
Right.
and didn't do anything.
And so he doesn't really come into it until like the end of Clones anyway, right? Honestly, you could see where like that he might have just been thrown in as a place like shit, they don't like Jar Jar.
Yeah.
And then if you look at episode 3 where Jar Jar like, single-handedly convinces the Senate to vote for the
Palpatine,
for the Empire,
Yeah.
he's
So, like,
smart.
Could you think about him being any different, like, at all? You know what I mean? Like,
That would've
what's
been
the
cool.
next one we got on the
Well, still Snoke. Who else is he?
ticket? Tasket?
Snoke.
What is it?
Still Snoke. Plagueis.
It makes sense.
I don't know. I just find it weird
Plagueis
that,
was
like,
killed by Sidious, right?
supposedly, but he could also do that thing where
Right.
they become a ghost.
But it might make sense why he would wait to like this is I've read this too. Like people say it would make sense for him to wait until his apprentice died for him to rise to power. I mean, it's hard. We have no origins of how the First Order started. Like, think about it this way, too. Like, the First Order most likely started out of, like, all the Empire troops who had, like, nothing better to do.
Yeah.
How did they come into contact with this higher being? Because if you think about it, like, this would have been a time... This would have been, like, not Tarkin, but, like, the Tarkin-ish people. Like, the high commanders of the Empire that had survived, that weren't on the Death Star. And, like, shit, we gotta organize this. But by that point in the universe, like, the Force and everything was still, like, that mystical, like, you know, Jedi wizard bullshit.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't have been like, oh, we gotta find a new dark leader. Like, they would have been like, alright, we got guns, let's fucking Iron Hammer this shit.
Well, yeah, I mean, guess that would make more sense with, like, what you said about him just waiting until Sidious was gone to come back. Because if he was just, like a higher up in the Empire at the time, Sidious and Vader totally would have known that he had some kind of force power. If he has any force power.
We don't even know that. He can just be like, really...
I like the idea, the Wizard of Oz man behind the curtain thing. Where it's like, he just blows up this big intimidating thing, but he's actually just some guy using Kylo Ren.
Yeah. Well, a theory that I heard that I thought was kind of cool, that I never even had thought about, was that Plagueis had all these powers, or he understood the Force so well, that he kind of would possess a body and rule like that. So, like, the basis behind it is he died, took over Palpatine, was Palpatine, and then when Vader threw him off into whatever shaft that was.
Yeah, what if Snoke is just fucking
the
really
blue
deformed
light,
Palpatine?
The blue light from when he threw him in and the blue light came out, supposedly that could be Plagueis' force,
like his soul
leaving
whatever.
Palpatine's body and going into whatever kind of species Snoke's body is.
Would Lucas think that far ahead?
No, but they could use it.
They could be like, oh, look, this setup this would make sense that way.
Yeah, and it would be kind of cool.
What about Darth Maul? He's still, like, around in Rebels.
I'm tired of him. So we just saw that in Rebels. You just saw Obi-Wan Kenobi and Maul. But I saw the trailer, which was freaking awesome.
Yeah.
And it ends with Obi-Wan and Darth Maul confronting.
Yeah.
Wow.
Old Obi-Wan.
But
Like,
I'm tired of Darth Maul.
He's been making his way through these cartoons for quite a while now.
Well, it's because everybody's so pissed how little he was used in Phantom Menace. And they're like, oh my god, he's so cool. Now it's like...
Right, but it was like for me, it was like such a big impact. Like, Obi-Wan killed him to avenge his master. And that's just kidding. Like,
he's going to stalk you for the next 30 years.
Yeah.
Honestly,
well, like, I don't know, I
where,
guess,
where was he in the Clone Wars? Like,
another way you could take
I mean, he was around, I should say. But like,
he pops up.
He wasn't like...
Where's he in the movies?
Right,
right.
Yeah. We have Count Dooku, and we have him being killed with Anakin coming around, and it's like, Darth Maul doesn't pop back up. You would think maybe he tries to kill Dooku or Anakin so he could resume his place.
Yeah, so maybe this is his time to shine. All these assholes are gone.
Yeah,
so
now
Snoke.
it's his time to cut. Yeah.
What if that's that's why they're putting him in Rebels and all this shit.
Yeah, to keep him relevant, keep him going.
Probably.
The reality is, like, we're just now, Episode 8 is going to come out this year. Maul's just coming back into the picture. I doubt they're going to have, like, some catastrophic event that, like, makes him deformed by the end of this season. Now, if they do this, and they are the masters at tying their shows in. If
Darth Maul gets deformed in Rebels,
we know it's Snoke.
It's pretty
confirmed.
much.
Another thing that could kind of support the Darth Maul theory is, if anybody has looked into the extended universe in the Marvel comics, the Shattered Empire for comic release. So right after Return of the Jedi, in this Shattered Empire series, Leia goes to Naboo because they have to talk to, like, a politician or something. And she walks into the hangar where all those yellow ships were, and kind of like that area where Darth Maul was, like, killed, supposedly. And she walks in, and because she's also Force sensitive of the Skywalker line, she feels Darth Maul, and in the little frame, you see kind of his face.
Could Kylo Ren be a double agent?
Yes, confirmed.
A double agent?
So yeah, there's the idea floating around that this is actually all part of, like, some grand scheme of Luke's, and he has sent Ben Solo in to go undercover, and figure out what's going on. And, like, that pull to the light side with Han Solo that Snoke is picking up on, I mean, he has to kill him for that reason, because he's actually trying to stay on the dark side, but he's really on the light side.
Okay.
And it would kind of explain a little bit why he's asking Vader for guidance. Yeah. Because Vader ended up turning back to the good side.
It would be a cool theory to entertain. The reason I would have a hard time believing it is just because of how much of a conflicted individual, like, Kylo Ren is. Like, he's very emotional, but he's very, like, unattached. Like, he's very, like, unstable in a way. And I feel like in order to be somebody who's, like, a double agent, especially, like, to, like, kind of walk between the dark and the light side. You, especially to be in that kind of gray area, you have to be a very balanced person. Like Ahsoka, she's not necessarily good or bad. But she has it together. She's very focused. You know, it's kept her alive for so many years. But Kylo Ren is way too unstable. I feel like I mean, unless it's all like a facade, but I don't think it is.
Yeah, because Adam Driver that good of an actor to play an actor?
He is playing Ben Solo, who is playing Kylo
Ren.
I
Talk about Star Wars Inception.
I don't believe that Kylo Ren is not in his core, like maybe a good guy, and I don't think that there's a possibility we won't see him come back from that. Yeah. I think that if he comes back to the light side, they're gonna kill him because they have to do that whole redeeming thing.
Yeah. Right.
I don't think they're gonna be like, well, you killed your dad, but you're home now.
Well, that's the thing. It's really hard. I feel like they're gonna redeem him at some point. It's so much harder though. I mean, because, like, Vader was redeemed. Yeah, he killed Obi-Wan Kenobi, but at the time we only really knew him for a little while. Mm-hmm. And, like, he was, like, an asshole, but, like, this guy killed Han Solo.
Yeah.
So it's, like...
I'd almost like to see Rey be his sister and have been like, okay, we're going to send her away to protect her from Kylo. And then, at some point, he gives his life for her. And that's his, like, redeeming point.
Yeah.
That'd be really interesting.
Yeah. Alright, so that's what we think about some of the Episode 8 theories floating around there, some that we might want to see as well.
Yeah, and if you guys want to see the video we did on my channel, go over to youtube.com/CyberAce. I do Battlefront gaming videos, stuff like that. A little bit of Star Wars mixed in, and we're going to do some stuff together. So subscribe to Cantina Reviews, subscribe to me.
So once again, I'm Brooks.
I'm Joe.
And I'm Ian.
And this has been another episode of Cantina Reviews. So once again, I'm Brooks.
I'm Joe.
I'm Ian.
And this has been...
Can this be the title of the video? Darth Maul is Snoke confirmed. Gone sexual.
Gone violent.